Hello everyone, this is Maria from MLB Reborns. I am making this video to go over step number 6 of my 12-step plan to creating a reborn doll. And step number 6 is all about sponges. So as you can see, I have an array of different sponges here, including a couple of pictures of sponges because I don't have any of them on hand. And that would be, this is known as a blending sponge, and this is a sea sponge. When I first started reborning, this is the type of sponge that I started with because it came with my kit from Bountiful Baby, and I don't know if it was because it didn't give me a lot of control over how the paint was applied to the kit, but I gave up on sea sponges several years ago. I think I only used them like for the first 6 months, and after that I went strictly to this type of sponge, which is a cosmetic wedge, and these are the types that I've been using since. But I do know that a lot of people swear by the sea sponge, and that's all they use, and their work turns out beautiful. But for me, they just didn't give me the control that I needed, and so I moved on from there, and that's why I don't have any on hand. The second type of sponge is, like I said, this pretty little cosmetic blender, and that I think is fairly new to the beauty industry, but it has quickly risen to the top as one of the must-have tools in the reborning community. And so I have not tried them myself, but I do know that they work well when you are trying to blend hard lines on a kit. If you're trying to do shading, say on a biracial skin tone, I think they would work great, and I have heard nothing but good feedback on these. But I have not tried them myself. I probably will at some point, but for now I am sticking strictly to this type, which is the cosmetic wedge. And I have several different other types of sponges that I use. As you can see, these are really good to hold and easy to use, and I have different sizes. And there's even these round ones that I fold up like a taco and apply the paint. Here's a piece that I have, and I just use them like this. And they're pretty easy to use. They're absorbent, so those are nice. And then you have these, and they also work well. And I have also seen some people use a regular dish sponge, and I have not tried it myself, but who knows, I might at some point. And what they do is they just cut squares like this off and use them. I would imagine these are really absorbent, so if you just did a layer of paint on the entire kit, this would be really good for just blotting up all that excess paint. So I can see how this might work, but again, I have not tried it. So this would be another option for you to try. And let's see, so I have been using the good old cosmetic sponge for most of my reborning journey, and these, as you can tell, they have really good edges that will get into all those spaces where you need to blot up the paint so it doesn't pool. I know I've talked to you guys about pooling and how it is the enemy when you're trying to really produce a high quality reborn doll. You don't want to have any pooling of paint that will give you those harsh lines. So this always works really well when you're trying to get into those crevices. And I also use these to do my mottling. And I just basically take some tweezers and tweeze out some really nice patterns on the sponge. And there is no right way to do this. You just go at it and pull off some of the sponge, and I usually pull off the corners. And as you can see, that gives me a pretty pattern, and I had done another one right here. So there you go. And so these are the ones that I use. These are the ones that I prefer, but do not be afraid to experiment and try different sponges until you find the ones that give you the desired results. That is one of the things that is most awesome about this hobby, is there is no right way to do any part of the reborning process. There is only the best way that works for you. So remember that every time someone tells you you're doing something wrong or your work is not good enough, no one can judge your work but you and the person that is buying the doll from you. If the person purchasing the doll from you is happy with your work and they give you good feedback, then you are deserving of all the credit for having created something special, and do not allow anyone to tell you otherwise. So that is all I have for today. If you have any questions, please leave them below, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!